Hey guys, back again. So let's talk about Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, which I think is kind of a dumb title, and I know that Rian Johnson thought it was dumb to add that into the title. I like the Glass Onion name, but not that it's a Knives Out mystery, because we already know. But I guess it's for audiences that don't really look into that enough, I guess. But Glass Onion is the sequel to Knives Out, in which Benoit Blanc, played by Daniel Craig, is the only returning character, and he solves another mystery, this time in Greece. And this movie is really weird because I loved the first Knives Out. I thought it was incredibly well done, funny, hilarious. I loved all of Rian Johnson's stuff up till this point. Not to say I didn't like this movie, but we'll get into it. The thing about this one is that it is a sequel to Knives Out, and it feels like Knives Out, but it's not as interesting. These characters I did not get fully interested in or invested in. I thought that the characters in Knives Out really sold me with how over the top they were, and this has over the top characters, but I never felt like any of them really made the movie for me. I thought that they had great casting, having Edward Norton, having Dave Bautista, Janelle Monáe, Kate Hudson, Jessica Henwick. Like, we've got a lot of great people in this. But man, I would be lying if I didn't say that this one really suffered from being... It really just didn't interest me at all, because these characters, while over the top, never gained that interesting ability for me to care what's going to happen to them. And this movie is basically the first movie again. They do every beat of the first movie, but it is a different mystery. But they do the same beat. They do the halfway point where it's like something really interesting happens, and then it never invested me. And I'll point this out, which I thought was really weird about this movie, because most Hollywood movies and most movies in general have not referred to the COVID pandemic in film. A couple of them have, but this one, they made a point to say this was in 2020. They made a point to wear masks at the beginning and then be on an isolated island. But what was the real point of that, besides the fact that the people who were wearing masks were really worried and the anti-mask people were not worried? Like, I guess that was the joke of it, but I felt like it didn't need to be fully put into this movie. It did. Like, if the whole movie was about that would make sense, but I felt like that was just kind of a dated thing now, especially 2 years later, almost 3 years later, that this has been going on. It's kind of outdated, and it didn't really work with the humor for me for that. Like I said, the performances are over the top and zany, but there's nobody that I really was that invested in. Really, I really didn't feel interested in anybody's way of what they did in the movie. I never was fully, like, I never cared at all, really, honestly. I just was so uninterested. But the movie is fine. It's totally serviceable. It's not anything that's bad. It's just really lacking. Like, it's just really just an okay movie. It's not anything super special. It's definitely one of my least favorite Rian Johnson movies out of all of them that I've seen, and I've seen them all. So it's really unfortunate that I have to say that, but you know, it's just a movie. Life goes on. I didn't love it or hate it. I thought it was in the middle, but that's it. Pretty much all I could say about Glass Onion. Kind of a disappointment. Not a great movie, not a bad movie. It was okay. I expected more. But that's it for today. Quick video. Haven't been recording that much because I've been moving, so tried to get a video wedged in there. So that's it for today. See you guys later, and take care.